Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for logging in. And our presentation today is going to focus on 3D product configurators and how we can automate at least 10 tedious business tasks. Um, we are going to have a quick introduction. I'm going to try to go as fast as I can and apologize if my speech sounds slurred, but have some really amazing examples to show you and talk about some of the things that are the next big thing in terms of the area of configurators and automation that our company works with. So going to start with some quick introductions. My name is John Mignardi. I work for Javelin Technologies, have been since the year 2000. So I've been with Javelin for almost 18 years. Graduated in engineering a long time ago, U of T, and has some great manufacturing experience. Sold SOLIDWORKS 3D CAD for about 15 years until 2015, where we set up this CPQ, or Product Configurator Team, CAD automation team, and having an awesome time talking with companies and helping them automate tasks within their business. Just a real quick summary of our team. We've got on top, as well as myself, we've got 3 certified DriveWorks focused application engineers. Configurators and automation is all that we do. We've got a lot of great experience both with DriveWorks and SOLIDWORKS, a very super highly qualified team that have done a lot of different work for a lot of different companies in a lot of different industries. So we've got a very qualified team and are helping companies automate a lot of tasks within their business. DriveWorks is the platform that we're going to talk about. We're going to tell you more about it in a minute, but wanted to let you know that we do have a couple of tools in our toolbox in terms of how we automate tasks. One of them being DriveWorks, which is a platform. The other is through programming. We're able to bridge the gap where DriveWorks does not have a solution for certain types of industry applications. That's why we call ourselves the industry applications team, but our business is automation. DriveWorks is the platform that we're going to talk about today. Its roots were from programming and automation that was done by a company in the UK and has developed into a platform, and a subset of DriveWorks called DriveWorks Express is included in every license of SOLIDWORKS. They are a certified gold partner, which ensures integration and the idea of keeping up with all the major releases of SOLIDWORKS. And they started with Excel-based automation to automate drawings, but they've grown into a very comprehensive CPQ solution. CPQ meaning configure price quote, and we'll touch on that and show what that means today. In terms of the words that I use, some of the terms. Now, our focus is mainly on customizable and configurable products. So if your company does custom automation that today will make shampoo bottles and the next day makes car parts, not really a fit. But where you see, for example, on this image, this trailer, where the trailer could be a different size, have different accessories, different options, that's what we term as configurable or customizable products. We refer to design automation, but there's also sales automation and product configurators, sales configurators. And rather than talk about them, I'm going to show you exactly what we mean, because it's going to make the point really, really well. And in terms of automation, a lot of what we do is facilitated by integrating. So DriveWorks is integrated within SOLIDWORKS to drive CAD and leverage CAD 3D model data. We also leverage integrations with CRM systems, for example. So if when you're generating a quote and you're interacting with a customer, you have to create opportunities inside of a quote. We connect with those systems, and we also connect and integrate with ERP systems. So if I have to generate a quote that captures all the costs associated with building this trailer, I need to get information from multiple sources, and one of them is typically an ERP system. So those are some key terms, and I'm going to use them kind of interchangeably, but that we just want to make that distinction. Also want to point out, like I said, where we take information from and push information to is important. The message is we connect with all the major ERP and CRM systems. There's a really powerful plugin for Salesforce, for example, where we can create a shopping list and all the items and push them automatically from DriveWorks into Salesforce. All the work that we do with regards to taking information, pricing information, for example, pricing, supplier, due dates, the delivery dates, that sort of thing, we can pull from ERP systems like Visual or Microsoft or Syspro. And we also automatically check in files into SOLIDWORKS PDM Vault. So very connected to a lot of different aspects or other business systems. One quick success story, we've been working with Thornton Bearing since 2007. It's actually the first sale I've made I personally made of DriveWorks. They were having issues in the sense that they were spending too much time doing these types of projects and did not have enough time to do any R&D for new products, to add more products to what they were able to sell. They wanted to make sure that they had first time fit, and they've hired us to build their application. And even though we've been working with them since 2007, we are still working with them today, adding more and more enhancements. And it's grown from a simple interface that automatically generated drawings to now where we're connected to 4 databases within their company, and have been able to reduce days of work down to 6 to 11 minutes, whether those documents are CAD drawings or other technical documents, installation documents. It's very, very highly automated and enables them to support their dealers who are located all around the globe and have a real nice interface to get to via the internet to specify new products and generate quotes. So I'm going to show, we don't have a lot of time, so I'm going to show a couple of amazing configurator websites, and wanted to make the point of how we can automate at least 10 tedious tasks in a business. So this is a publicly available website. I'm going to click on one of the examples just to show what the capabilities are. If you wanted to return to this website, consider this a bit of a tutorial just to get an idea of how to work with these. And so I'm going to configure this cupboard. And one thing you'll know is that, once you notice, is that I'm interacting with a website. Now, these applications can be built to support dealers that can come in, and dealers or mobile sales reps who need to interact with the customer who could be on site, or someone who is in another city that needs to, like Thornton, generate a quote for a given product or customer solution. These applications do not have to be on the internet. They could be set up on internal networks, or they could be set up right within SOLIDWORKS. Now, the key point to make is we're connected to SOLIDWORKS. Javelin is a SOLIDWORKS value-added reseller, and so we leverage the 3D model data from SOLIDWORKS, but there are options available if you're using a different 3D CAD format. So with this example, as I said, I'm working with a website. When I hit the click to rotate button, I could zoom in, I could zoom out, I could spin this around, so I get a real good look of what this thing looks like. This system is very graphical, very visual, and they can be set up to be like this, or they can be set up to be more functional and a lot less graphics. or just images or pictures. They don't have to be a dynamically updating model, but for the purposes of this example, it is. So one of the things you'll also notice is that, well, these can be designed to look any way they want. They're fully customizable, you know, change the colors, change the logos. You can put all this, the specification items on the right-hand side, on the left. It's really up to you what you want these things to look like. You can also show or not show price. In this example, I've got the ability to hide some of the detail, but if you want it, it's there to show. It also shows the dollar value. So if you've got inside salespeople or dealers that have that capability, you can give them the ability to take a look at price for a given configuration. You can also do fancy things like opening the doors or moving them away, so you get a real good look at what you're building. So there are multiple ways that you can change the dimensions of this product. A lot of companies have standard sizes, and we could have a pull down list of all the sizes that were, for example, 3 feet to 6 feet in 6-inch increments. But with this type of system, you've got the ability, for example, just to simply put my cursor on this button, slide it across, and have an update to the model and to the cost. So in terms of business tasks, I could have gone into SOLIDWORKS and made that change, and with a little bit of math and Excel maybe, or some macros, I could have got the price. But with this system, I've done that all automatically, all done in real time. Didn't have to know didn't have to know SOLIDWORKS, didn't have to open it up, and which lets you put this into the hands of non-technical staff. The one thing also to note, I'm going to do the same thing on the height, just to show you that if I add that $10,000 value, when I enter it, it'll max out at 1,500. So not only can you virtually enter any number that you want, there are controls so that you can only enter any number that is feasible. So just like it went from 10,000 to 1,500, shows you that there's a limit, there are rules, and the system will not allow you to specify something that you can't build. The other thing that to note is that, so this is a cabinet, but if it was a structure, and by making it higher or wider, you needed to, or if you had to withstand a load capability, a parameter based on a load, this has the intelligence that will enable it to change the design, not just physically in terms of the height, width, or depth, but it will also change the thickness of the material. For example, if the load specification is adjusted to a higher value, and based on pre-calculations, that you have to beef up the material to support the load. So it's not just going to change the physical size. It will acknowledge all the engineering and design rules that it has to abide by to make sure that you've got a product that's going to withstand the loads and do the work that you expect it to do. So same idea. I've made these changes. I've updated the price. I can go on and keep changing the colors or the material. Again, I don't have to open SOLIDWORKS. I don't have to go into engineering and say, hey, can you change this to this color and redo the price for me? It's all done for me. It's all automated, all built into the system. Same with door style. I can change that if I want. Right now I won't. And I can also change the handle. So now it's great, it's visual, but the real magic is if you start looking at the results button and want to be able to generate a quote. So when you're looking at automating tasks, here's a tool that allowed you to reconfigure a configurable product, made some choices in terms of options and accessories, and you automatically generated a quote. No need to run around the office asking around to get information or for someone to generate drawings. It's all built into the system based on templates that we've created and rules that are used to specify what you can and can't do in terms of the product standpoint. You can also generate a bill of materials, automatically generated. All information is dynamic. So as I make the changes or as I specify a different variant, I've got a dynamic bill of material, and now I've posted it so that you can see didn't have to do any work, all automated to generate the bill of materials. Same with the cover letter, right? So if you wanted to add text for a particular customer, add information such as the sizing and all their other details, we can set it up in a document. Even further, so those are simple things that are awesome. The more, if you want to see more, all I have to do is hit the continue button. I'll enter my name just for the sake of speed. And if you look at John, if you go through this process, type in Javelin, and we can follow up if you got any other questions. But if you look here, these are the documents that the system is going to generate. So all the part and assembly drawings in PDF, cover letter, BOM quotation, just saw those. DXF, so if you have wood or sheet metal parts, the sheet metal parts will be flattened, and you can get the DXF files, and you can get all the cut lists. So when I hit the submit button, it's 217 right now. What you'll see is that all the information that was generated during the specification process is going to get pushed to a server, in this case in the UK. Typically our customers host them locally in their own facility. And you'll see already that there are some documents that are ready, if you look at the status, and you'll see images of the drawings and the models that are automatically being generated. So when you're talking about automating tasks, that is essentially what we mean. We've also just got those emails. So within a minute, I've got all this content, most of the content generated. So scroll down, you'll see all the documents. I can click on any one of these here. Let's click on that, for example. There's an image. And the BOMs, here's the quotation in PDF. That was done automatically, instantly. I've got an e-drawing, don't want to open up that yet. So you can see that there's a lot of tasks are happening automatically. And with this, what you don't see, for example, is that bill of material, for example, can be pushed electronically into your ERP system. So we will set it up in a file format that can be digested by the ERP system. It doesn't show it here, but that quote can be set up so that all the items are pushed into Salesforce, for example, and you can generate quotes and manage your opportunities. Here's just a quick validation that this was drawn by me on today's date, so it wasn't waiting for me for this or pre-generated. It was all done right before your eyes. And actually, you'll see that too if you decide to go back to this website and do a trial run yourself. So in terms of, again, automating tasks, we've just generated a whole bunch of models automatically, all the drawings, fabrication drawings, assembly drawings, quotes, BOMs, cut lists that you can use in manufacturing. So there's a lot of tasks that for this configurable product that have been automated, and our customers are using this technology to automate tasks, streamline their businesses, and deploy their engineering resources for new product development, as opposed to just changing the sizes and making the same as but slightly different. Just another quick example. This company is running their business with DriveWorks. They do these cell phone covers, and they've got this front end where you can pick a phone, and now all of a sudden you're going to be dealing with DriveWorks, which, as I said, is the platform that drives SOLIDWORKS to develop different variants. I can go in and start changing this. For example, let's make it look sparkly, and you'll see the graphics side of it. You know, not everybody needs the graphics, but in some cases it's really, really handy. We find that a lot of furniture companies, we're working with some conveyor companies that find it real helpful to make sure that they're designing the right products and are going to get the right product sent to them, the right sizes, right options, and all the rest. And the one reason for showing this, well, a couple of reasons. Number one, this is integrated within an e-commerce platform, so you can set it up so that you can have multiple items on this shopping list. You can enter your credit card and complete a transaction. And the real sweet thing is that once you do that, the model information is electronically sent to a 3D printer for an additive manufacturing, and these are printed on a 3D printer and delivered right to your home. And for those of you who don't know, Javelin has recently merged with a 3D printer company that has augmented our capabilities as we've been selling 3D printers for several years. And I just thought I'd show that because it tells a real nice story, and it shows how we can integrate with other business systems and use the power of 3D to automate various tasks. Here's another one. We're kind of running out of time, so I'll go real fast. This one, we didn't build this one, but I really like it because it's also very graphical. It gives you the idea that you can start, you know, configuring and have a real good idea of what these things look like. What happens when you make certain choices. So I'm going to do this, take the ceiling off. You'll see how it updates, and I'm going to take the back covering off, and you'll see there there is a lot of detail in this assembly. So I can, you know, go back and cut that down, and there's other aspects of being able to configure this. I can start making these types of changes, and you'll see that it's great in terms of visually giving you a 3D image to understand what you're getting, what you are buying, what you're specifying. And it allows you to better validate what your selections and helps guide you through the process. This one here also has pricing, so you can see, look on the top right-hand corner, you can see all the selections that you've made. I can go on and make other changes to the interior. You know, I can just keep on going. And now with this one as well, you can you can build these systems, so you can generate all the fabrication drawings, all the flat patterns. So those are you know, a couple of quick examples of how you can leverage 3D CAD to introduce 3D product configurators. But on top of getting a real great visual of what you're building and specifying, these can be built to be connected to SOLIDWORKS or other CAD to generate all the CAD content to be able to manufacture the products. So tying a lot of business systems together, getting sales to talk to engineering, and automating a lot of tasks tedious tasks within a business. Now there are plenty of other configurators I can show you. You know, we're for the sake of time, we're going to kind of cut it at that. But if anyone wanted to go through and if they wanted to have a specific application, if your company does conveyors or pressure vessels or tanks or furniture, connect with me online, and I'll show you some of the amazing applications that either we've built or that are available as demo sets. Now, so a bit of a summary. We talked about 10 tedious tasks, but there are easily 20 if we start talking about all the other things. Today, I showed you how to automatically generate quotes based on configuring a product, how we can generate sales drawings or 3D or photo renderings. A lot of times in pre-sales, companies are looking for that type of information. And we didn't really show it today, but we can generate new items. So if there's a section of conveyor that you've never built, you can slap a part number on that, an item number on that, so you can order it in future and order all the components within it. And we could put those opportunities, items into opportunities automatically into systems like Salesforce to allow you to manage your opportunities and sales forecasting. From a design standpoint, with the configuration process, the configurator, we've generated all the models that we need of the new configuration, fabrication drawings, assembly drawings. That should read create new part numbers. Sorry about that. Part. There you go. New part numbers in your ERP system. So if there are components that you've never manufactured before, we can pull from a list and slap new part numbers on these. We can also generate a lot of assembly instructions and other technical documents that need to be supplied with whatever equipment or machinery you're supplying to a customer. From a manufacturing standpoint, in this example, one of these examples, we showed you how you can provide 3D data to a 3D printer to create the cell phone cover. But that could be applied to plastic gears or knobs or any other type of product. We showed you how we can create a bill of material that we can set up in an electronic format to upload into ERP, so you can start ordering parts and materials. We generate flat patterns and cut lists, so when that product is ready to be made, you've got all that information at your disposal. A lot of points here. I'm not going to go through all of them, but the main thing with regards to 3D product configurators, the message is that you can automate a lot of tasks, tedious tasks in your business, a lot more than 10. We just focused on 10 today. We can connect with other enterprise systems, whether it's ERP, requirements planning, CRM, customer relationship management, or manufacturing databases. We give people an amazing sales tool to help support dealers, or in some cases, put in the hands of customers directly, and a lot of capabilities that can be built into these systems. One other thing that we're starting to get to now is we can generate content that can be used for virtual reality and augmented reality. Again, very powerful sales tools and content that could be used for training, to assist in training and repairs for maintenance teams, because you can take apart a machine that doesn't necessarily have to be there. So when we talk to customers, we oftentimes talk to a lot of people within an organization. It's not just engineering, not just design. We also focus on talking to sales and marketing folks who are looking at ways to get people to the website and keep them there and hit the RFQ button. So if there are people within your organization that perform any of these roles, feel free to forward a link to this webinar or our contact details to have this type of discussion. We've got a lot of webinars that are recorded that are on YouTube. Click on Javelin, click on DriveWorks on YouTube, or come to our website, and you'll see that we've got hours and hours worth of content. A lot of these same websites plus others. We've got Talk to the Tech Guy sessions coming up, and actually we've got the demo websites. We've got an event, What's New event, that's coming up in July at our Oakville office. It's set up for our DriveWorks customers, but people who are interested in DriveWorks are able to visit, talk to the team, and talk to some customers that are using DriveWorks, and let them tell you some of the benefits that they've gained with the use of this technology. So so it's 2:30. I've gotten no chat and one question. So a fellow has asked about how configurators within ERP systems compare with these types of configurators, the 3D product configurators. Many, if not all, ERP systems typically will have a configurator module. The main advantage that we have is that we're directly integrated into CAD, and DriveWorks as a tool has been built to connect to SOLIDWORKS and directly to CAD. So we leverage not just the 3D model data, but also are able to use information, push or pull data within other business systems, and commonly have the advantage of being able to be much easier and much more capable in terms of connecting to all business systems and generating CAD documentation. Some of the modules that we've seen work quite well when you're assembled to order, but when you have to configure a brand new variant that you've never made, if there's a size that you've never made and you need to generate all the CAD documents, then that is one area where we've got some great capabilities. So it's a little after 2:30. I want to thank you very much for your time. Thanks for attending. This video will be shared, recorded and posted on YouTube, and I believe shared with you via email. So you can review some of the content that we presented. We're available to meet with you to discuss your specific requirements and establish, we've done assessments to determine almost like a credit score, you know, how many processes, how many tasks in my business can we automate. So we can do these types of assessments for you. And so unless anybody has any other questions, thank you again for your time. Here are my contact details, and look out for the video link to this in the next couple of days. Again, thanks for your time and have a great day.